Oh my gosh, even Book of Montora has more adventurous aspect to it than Made in Abyss, even though it's just, you know, an anime about political and shit. Even Code Geass has more of a adventure aspect than Men in Abyss. Men in Abyss is so boring in episode 11. Rico just need to rest and Reg help Rico with knowledge and new characters to gather material. Let me ask you, what aspects of Men in Abyss is differences from other adventure anime? For me, it's no different from any other fantasy adventure anime. Just characters have, you know, to go this into the abyss and go on adventure and find master, and the plot is just straightforward and morally play instead forward and a normal fantasy trope of like finding some master got held by some weird doctor and really go straightforward plot like villain of the week. You know, this is also why I don't like JoJo 3 that everyone like. I like JoJo 3 by the way. The only part of Made in Abyss that sticks out to me is the part of the drama and horror parts. The mystery of this anime is just mostly playing, normal way. Just, go into mode death and find out about evil cave raider or the boss, like the boss of that layer of like Pokemon and shit. And drama and horror parts which doesn't make it interesting or exciting if the plot is boring and straightforward with nonsense talking 80% of the times. Anime is visual medium, and adventure anime should use that part more than any other genre because it needed to show the world that it's trying to represent, not just using a still image to slideshow, picture and talking nonsense about things. And Made in Abyss visual is just not that impressive. It's just, simple, not so detailed, and not normal fantasy stuff, normal fantasy picture, which and most of the dialogue when Made in Abyss talk is just zoom in the characters and mostly just placing JPG of still pictures of characters A and characters B and just talking with only the mouth is moving, which is not a bad thing if it's not playing, it's not represent itself as adventure anime. But it is, The mystery of this anime not intrigued. Maybe I am too autistic for this anime, but I love anime that has a lot of things going on, especially in adventure anime, but Made in Abyss is showing one thing at a time and have nothing to make audience engage. Plus so straightforward mystery and shit make Made in Abyss one of the best adventure anime I have ever watched. Pokemon is better than this anime and has more thing to keep track. New idea like Pokemon, not just borrow fantasy thread from fantasy story like books from million years ago or fantasy books of kids. Made in Abyss episode 12. I don't understand why they show key illness, in the layer of in the surface, because if it's not using it, then don't show it. And then I don't understand why they're showing it. We get fan service moment. We're not asking for, and also most boring slice of life scenes like normal mass you finding someone to have with. Your friends it's ill and you need someone to have with normal showing trips and quite normal strategy to fight with this obvious things. Villian, while doing something to Nanachi is interesting, like mad scientists trying to create something that can survive in the base without chaos. He create Rake, have some and there's all have some flashback about him in episode 11 is so intrigued. On that, it's just chat and nothing more. If Villain present in season 1 would be more interesting because the plot is so straight. Nothing interests me enough in Book of Fantora. Michigato Hachin video why this moment or drama of this anime is in episode 13 by the way, but there is nothing going on in the episode 11, so I'm not talking about that. Episode 13 or the ending episode is the best episode of the whole show. Nanashi is the best character of the whole fucking show. She has interesting background and flashback thing is also interesting. She has interesting background characters development and a good backstory. Backstory in episode 13 is interesting. It has this villain and energy backstory of how she's here and she developed her feeling and killing Mitty is so emotional, and the fact that she hates Mitty. She's staying with Mitty for the whole who knows how long, probably 10 or 20 years, I don't know, but it's so emotional, and it's probably that I like about Made in Abyss. So to be honest, Made in Abyss season 1 just preparation for season 2. Nanashi moments is the best of the whole show, as I say. Villain in this anime is probably the thing that needed the most in Made in Abyss, going nowhere without one. And it's not shown season 1, make season 1 just preparation season 2. Basically, season 1 is just a whole filler arc of Made in Abyss. If Made in Abyss has more villain that follow them the whole show, they would be 5 times watchable than before. Imagine this mad scientist, Brody, right? Track of Riku and make her, trouble for the whole show. It would be so interesting, and I wouldn't sleep while watching this show. So season 1, just training or preparation arc of Made in Abyss, without good hook and straightforward settings and plots, and normal fucking ass stereotype characters like Reg is, a shonen protagonist type of guys. Rika is, normal girls, normal shonen type of characters girl who, have a dream to go to the bottom of the abyss to find her mother. That's probably it about the characters. The only characters that is really good is Nanaji, which unfortunately the whole show presents only the last 3 episodes, and the whole 10 episode is fucking boring. But at first I thought Nanaji would show more because there's Nanaji present in the ED in the ending of this anime and showing that they adventured together, and spoil that Nanaji will join, which I really don't like it. This anime without good hook and straightforward borrow fantasy tropes. This anime is just garbage shit, don't watch it, as I say. The brother guys doesn't appear in season 1 to be hindrance to Rico and Rek, which have left the story so bad it didn't happen. 8.8 in MAL or MAL is still bit. It's not the same level of Attack on Titan. It's not the same level of, you know, of Full Metal Alchemist, which I don't like anyway, but everyone said good. Even I think that Full Metal Alchemist is better than this anime. But please don't blame me for that. Made in Abyss is not better than Book of Ventura. Made in Abyss is not better than most of the anime, which in 7 that most of the elite watch and gave it, not so generous scores. Made in Abyss doesn't deserve 8.8 anyway. In the idea of Made in Abyss is interesting, but writing focus on the wrong point, which is in full dump, mostly action and then another source of life moment. So to conclude, episode 1 to 12 is just talking nonsense, and episode 13 is the starting of the series. The reason that I am talking about 3 episodes in 1 EP is because I watched episode 11 and there is nothing to talk about. I should have done this from the start, because there's not some episode there is nothing to talk about, like episode 7 for example, or episode 5. But never mind, I have learned from my reason. So if this is just prepare for season 2, I will probably watch season 2 for 3 episodes. If not, if it is the same as this season, I will drop it. So let me see the best go. The correctors. I'm sure it'll make 13 episode reaction of this anime, and it's failure. I have nothing to say about it rather than it's boring shit.